we are going to go behind the animation on Vivo. Vivo is about the story of our main protagonist, a cute Kinkayu who lives in Havana, Cuba, and the challenges to get to Miami, Florida, to fulfill his honor dream of delivering a son for the woman he loved.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Vivo the Kinkajou. Oh, what's a Kinkajou? Oh, baby, I think that you're ready to learn a thing or two. Watch me swing as I sing at you every single thing I can think of to make you scream.
For Vivo and Andres, we want to make them feel very unique, very specific, and at the same time, we didn't want to make them feel either realistic or completely cartoony. Vivo was the most challenging. From a design standpoint, it was a tricky balance of making feel still an animal and use the specifics of a Kinkayu in terms of how his ability to do acrobatics, hang out, jump, the flexibility, and at the same time make him feel and look like an excellent dancer.
Our character designer, Joe Mosier, looked at a lot of Kinkajou photos and reference, and I think he did him justice except for the more realistic, very long tongue.
You may be thinking, what's a Kinkajou doing playing music in Cuba? Don't you usually live in the rainforest? Maybe I fell in a ship and craters a baby. Next thing I knew, I was somewhere new. I wasn't singing the same chorus. All I remember was being hungry and running from somebody even hungrier, chasing me up this very tree. But guess who came to the rescue with his dress? Andres, yes!
Flashback section of One of a Kind was the opportunity to push the dial up in terms of cuteness.
My co-director, Brendan Jeffords, had really wanted to see the moment of connection between Andres and Vivo, and that moment of finding him as a baby was pitched just as a storyboard. It really was Lin's idea and Lin's dream that it would start on music. And so he said, I will take that bit and I'll put it into the opening song. So we did this idea that we would freeze time and let him go back, and so he becomes sort of the narrator. If this was a Broadway musical, it would be sort of the actor would have stepped forward and is addressing the audience directly.
We took the Plaza Vieja and make it feel a little bit different, like going back in time in Havana to before the 2000s. We reused the present time plaza and reset dress, changing the textures, changing the look of the windows, the doors, the architecture. So you'll see a little bit more decay. And at the same time, the color palette is more limited.
Really did sort of very modern motion graphics and just literally blow the walls off of the set.
That's how we designed the whole sequence. It's based on what we see in Gabby's room. In terms of the shapes, we're things we're referring that are similar to Gabby's hair or Gabby's colors or her personality, or bringing things that she will do by herself because she's so creative. Part of the sequence is actually looking like chalkboard, like the drawings that she's drawn in the walls of her room. We made it look like she's bringing Vivo into her imagination.
Poor Vivo, stranded, running around, being scared of this girl who's just like trying to hug him and love him, but he's just like, please stay away from me, how do I get out of this? And so that was another one where we used the animation to reflect his inner turmoil. The music transfers so much emotion so quickly, and so when people hear the songs, they understand who these characters are.